Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Fiasco and welcome back to the channel, and we are here for the second race of the Fiasco NASCAR series. This is coming from Richmond, and before we get started, we have a brand new driver coming in after the Daytona 500, number 20, Twerkalo Smiggums. Man, the myth, the legend, hopping into the 20 car, and we have a slight update when it comes to points. Winners of races will earn 5 bonus points for winning the race, which will total in 25 points. Second place will get 19, third place 18, so on and so forth. It's the same as the 500, so Eric Olsen, who won the 500, will get his 25 points as he is deserved. So we are now underway at Richmond. Number 7, Jose Hernandez, started off on pole, and we have Brian Cornboy Pagan, the man who was on the pole last week in the Daytona 500. He's trying to make a move on the inside, and we already have a wreck on the backstretch on the first lap of the race. We see Alex Nieto going around in the 11 car. We saw a bunch of other cars. Mike Grivna is involved, and there's more carnage going on the front stretch. See Manny Benejas, Chris J, Adi Borges, Dario Perales, Manny Benejas is in the ground. So much happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's so hard to keep up with all of this carnage. The 48 of Tim Wilson got a lot of damage. He's going to be retiring early. God, so much carnage just started out. Jade Pagan again in a wreck, and this time he's not even going to be able to get any points. Last week he was about to win the Daytona 500. He was less than a half a lap away from winning, and then he got taken out in the last turn. And now he will finish in the back of the pack in Richmond. See, Manny Benejas gets thrown down into the inside of the track, and then he comes back up, not even lifting, and comes up and collects Jade Pagan. Wrong place at the wrong time for Jade. Nothing he could have done about that. Another situation where he just gets caught up in a wreck. And you see here, the 48, Tim Wilson smashes into the barrier separating pit road and the track. And that collects Dario Perales, Adi Borges, and Chris J. You see it in slow motion here. Barrier doesn't even budge. Unbelievable wreck to start off the race. So now we are going to head back into the live feed. Heading to lap 7, Brian Pagan, the corn boy himself. He's going to get a nice little jump here going into turn 1 ahead of the number 7, Jose Hernandez. And inside of him we have the Asian Persuasion, Jason Sambon in the 25 car. Looking on the inside, not able to get there quite yet, but we have Fernando Luna, winner of the preseason race at Chicago. He is running 4th place. Already looking on the inside of the 25 of Jason Sambon, trying to make a move here to see if he can complete this pass before coming out of turn 2. They're going 3 wide behind them in the middle of the pack. And the 88 of Kenny Callaway collects the 2 of Los Fiasco, also collecting the 18 of Caruso Cruzmaki and the 78 of Eric Lopez. Yellow flag is out as we're coming to lap 9 here of the race. Lap 9 out of 40, so much carnage already happening. And they just get really tight. They're going 3 wide, and Cruzmaki has absolutely nowhere to go. Wrong place at the wrong time. You see the 8 of Eric Olsen managing to squeeze by again, another wreck. Crazy stuff happening already in Richmond, and we're not even a quarter of the way through. So now we catch the green flag on lap 14. Almost 3 wide racing in the backstretch here. Fernando Luna on the bottom, now is 3 wide. In the middle of turn 3 and 4. Brian Pagan is really stuck up there on the top. And there goes another wreck, ladies and gentlemen. On the front stretch, yellow flag is out. Brian Pagan collects the 24 and the 17 of Sean Riguez. And Sean Riguez was a good sport about the last race in Daytona, completely taking the blame for the huge wreck at the end of the race. And now Rusty Shackelford is up front. So we take a look at the replay here. Brian Pagan just gets pinched between the 7 and the wall here. Sean Riguez actually looks like he didn't get that much damage, but it did look like the 24 did a decent amount of scratches right there. So now we're going to head back to this live feed. Look at all the drivers who have out. Jade Pagan, Chris J, Dario Perales, Tim Wilson, Adi Borges, Mike Grivna, Caruso Cruzmaki, and Brian Pagan all retired from the race, and we're barely halfway. We are now officially halfway. You see Christian Torres on the inside right there. He is a 1 lap down, so he got placed on the front row side by side with the leader, Rusty Shackelford. And right behind Shackelford, we have the Asian Persuasion, Jason Sambon. But we see in the back of the pack, Sean Riguez gets thrown out of the field. He's inside the track, but he goes up, collects Eric Lopez, and the new driver, Twerkalo Smiggums, in his very first race in Richmond here. He gets collected in an accident with Sean Riguez and Eric Lopez. So we're going to take a little replay right here. We see Bob Ross touching his quarter panel, hugging him the entire time. He gets Riguez around. Riguez comes back up the track, not even letting go. Barely misses Los Fiasco. What a miss right there. but he collects the 20 and the 78. Really unfortunate for those guys. So we're gonna head back to Green Flag Racing. Christian Torres still on the inside, still a lap down, trying to just hang on and get some points here. So we're now on lap 27. Jason Sunbone right off the restart, going on the inside in the middle of turn 1 and 2, trying to see if he can make a pass here. He is going to try and get this lead as soon as he can, because he does not know when another caution is going to come out. And if a caution comes out when we run really low on laps, the race is going to end under caution. So in a wreck fest like this, you need to be up front and you need to hold the bottom so nobody can pass you. We see John Wigglestiff in that number 9 car on the inside of the 1, trying to see if they can make some moves here. And Jason Sunbone has a pretty decent lead right here. Get a little close-up of his Dodge Dart, ladies and gentlemen. He is in a very comfortable lead right now with 12 laps to go here in Richmond. John Wigglestiff trying to come up on him. But then we see the 23 of Cameron Barrero getting turned by Bob Ross in the 33. It looks like the 23 got a little loose there. I don't think Bob Ross was entirely at fault there. If so, that's the second man he's turned. And yep, the 23 gets loose coming out of turn 2. Not entirely Bob Ross's fault. He was just there, and he hit the sweet spot where he could turn him. He obviously didn't mean to. Just close racing right there. 23 couldn't hold his own on the top, on the middle lane right there, because he catch Shackelford right above him, and that is going to bring out the caution flag. Now we have 7 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 34 of 40. Jason Sunbone, the number 9, John Wigglestiff, Rusty Shackelford, Bob Ross, and Fernando Luna rounding out the top 5 here. And you see in 7th place we have our Daytona 500 champion Eric Olsen. He might be looking for a repeat win here in Richmond as Jason takes the green flag. John Wigglestiff in that number 9 car is looking on the inside of Jason Sunbone, trying to see if he can get the lead with 5 laps remaining here. He is peeking on that inside, pushes Jason to the outside, and Jason is losing a lot of speed on that outside line. Like I said earlier, you want to be on the inside for Richmond, and Bob Ross is trying to see if he can peep his nose in the quarter panel of that number 9 car. Hopefully he doesn't take him out like he took out Sean Riguez. We're trying to see if we can get a clean ending here with 4 laps remaining. And you see Jose Hernandez and Eric Olsen both making a charge towards the front. Eric Olsen just went 7th to 4th within 2 laps. This guy is really making sure everybody knows that he is a force to be reckoned with in this series. He's actually looking for 3rd place already, making the pass on Jose Hernandez. We are 3 laps away from crowning a winner here in Richmond, and he's already on the inside of John Wigglestiff, making serious moves, almost making up 2 positions in just 1 corner of turns. And we're almost 2 laps away from crowning a winner here in Richmond. Bob Ross has a sizable lead on second place right here. Eric Olsen just simply needs to run better laps to try and chase that 33 car down. 1.5 laps away. Will Bob Ross be able to hold the Daytona 500 champion off, or will Eric Olsen be able to go back-to-back in victories here in the Fiasco NASCAR Series? White flag is in the air. Just 4 more turns left. You see the 33 getting a little loose there coming out of turn 2. Eric Olsen ran a perfect line right there. And we're in turn 3 coming out of turn 4. Bob Ross is going to win the race at Richmond. It was an absolute wreckfest. It really came down to who would survive throughout the entirety of the race, and Bob Ross was able to hang in there and take that win. Congratulations to Bob Ross, his first career win in the Fiasco NASCAR Series. Eric Olsen finished his first in Daytona, finished his second in Richmond. And here you have the current point standings. Olsen, Ross, Martinez, Wigglestiff, and Shackelford running out the top 5. Bob Ross is 5 points back. Mike Rivna and Tim Wilson are the only 2 drivers who do not have points yet, which means they haven't finished in the top 20 yet. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.
From this endless nightmare, can anybody